Angelica. Man. Barack, what's good with you, boy? Man, today's recap. What a day, what a day. As I end my day, or start to bring my day to a slow close, I am in the process of doing my schoolwork, which I'm really not, you gotta be really disciplined, man, to knock this stuff out. But with everything, what's going on, Mike? I just texted you back. I don't know if you got it. But I'm just sitting here doing my dang schoolwork, man. This stuff is, you know, I got my chips. Then I got my book. Man, this stuff is crazy, bro. You know, it's not really hard, the schoolwork, at all. It's more time consuming. You know, it's easy. You know, I took a full load for summer. I did 2 classes, and I guess my professors, they were like thinking, they're like, man, that's crazy. You know, they don't, for summer school, it's 1 day, it's 1 week worth of work. So they're like, dude, turkey shit, about to eat turkey, chili, and chips. Turkey, chili, and chips, and that don't even sound good, bro. But yeah, school, man, it's not as hard as it was when I was younger. I was always a good student in school. I graduated with 3.5, but you know, I went through college, got a quick AA. Now I'm going for my legal assisting degree so I can get into law school in Lincoln Law and pass the bar. So that's what my goal is now, along with fighting and everything else. But you know, when you're determined and you're working hard and trying to make something happen for yourself, you know, a lot of people always ask me, OJ, you have, you know, a lot of things in life, you know, and it's the materialistic stuff that don't mean nothing to me. You know, things like that, they come and go very easily. But you know, I want to work on myself. You know, I'm always about trying to get to the next level and be the best at what I can do. And you know, that's one of the reasons why I compete and fight. It's because I want to win. I want to win. I want to win. I want to win. But most importantly, in order to win, you have to give your glory to where it belongs, and that's God, man. God, without God, nothing is possible. God has blessed me to be able to do everything that I do in life, whether it be my homework, boxing, run my companies. I've only done things that most people can only dream of in the life that I've had so far. But God has blessed me, most importantly, with the beautiful people that have connected with me on one way or another. If you're involved in my life, you're on my Facebook. You met me, we've kicked it, we've sparred, whatever it may be, man. We've impacted each other's lives in some way, and I couldn't be where I am today without the people that have come in my life and affected my life to some degree. That even includes my kids' mothers. You know, the one that I'm having the issue with as well. You know, it wasn't always bad, but I always tell people, watch what you say about people, because those people are to some degree a reflection of who you are. And you know, there's no doubt in my life at the time that I had met her, was she a reflection of me? You know, people just don't become a certain way. They've always been that way. It's just up to you to acknowledge and accept and see them for who they are. And you know, with my youngest kid's mom, you know, she's always been the way she's been. She's always been this person. It wasn't like anything that I've done or my daughter's done or my other kid's mom has done. It's just who she is as a person. And you know, she's always been that way. The difference is I'm not that person that I was when I first met her. You know, I was a little tyrant, man. I was in my mid-20s. I was 22 years old, 24 years old when I met her. And, you know, I was just out doing my thing, just trying to live life, and I was young, spunky, a young engineer in the Bay Area, and I made a lot of money. So I made some bad choices. I'm not saying that she was a bad choice at the time. It was just a learning experience, and you know, you tend at some time in life to grow apart from people. You know, you just kind of, you either grow together or you grow apart. You know, and with her and I, she kind of stayed stagnant and was the same person. And as I grew and matured, it just wasn't for me, and I moved on. But she still stayed in that ruthless, lying, deceitful type mentality, and you know, I hope that she gets past it and grows, because she needs to find her own happiness. But you know, if you know me, when I met her, I was working as an engineer in the Bay Area, and then from there I owned my own Blimpies franchise, and then from the Blimpies I blew up into owning my own engineering company, and then I owned a couple auto shops, and then a couple auto shops became 4 auto shops, and then from the 4 auto shops became more business and boxing, and then boxing came to you know, me being a heavyweight Western heavyweight champion, to, you know, having a great amateur career, a great professional career. Now I have you know, my dealership, and you know, my boxing gym, and the engineering company. So you know, it really caused me to mature a lot faster than most. I've had a lot of life experience in my 39 young years, but nonetheless, you know, none of it would be possible without God. God has definitely been the driving force in my life, and you know, I'm going back to school right now with everything that I have on my plate, all the legal issues, all the company issues, you name it. I'm going back to school right now because I want to do something for Jay, you know, and you know, what better way to do it than, you know, to do something I enjoy is law, and practice law. And then not only can I practice law, I've always wanted to get into politics. I always wanted to get into ministry too. So that might be something else that follows me after God blesses me with this career path. But you know, I've always loved ministry. Anyone who's ever worked for me knows every morning meeting I start off with the Word of God, and you know, what He's done for me and what He's done for my life. But you know, the message that I shared with my staff this morning was giving back, you know, and tithing, you know, and I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of not always tithing and giving back to the church. But churches don't run for free, you know. They don't. You know, a lot of people shy away from tithing. You know, they think of Joel Holstein and T.D. Jakes and, you know, pastors that just ask for money. But when you think about it, these churches don't run for free, and the staff doesn't run for free. They need support. And I tell you this, you know, if you're going to tithe, start with like a quarter, man. You don't have to. Every penny helps. So start with like a quarter, $1. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I was in my mid-20s and all the way up into the age I am now, I wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars at a casino table. So for me to not be able to give that to God and give Him a little bit of my earnings, you know, God is only money through action. So if you give from your heart and give to God from your heart, then you'll be good. So a lot of people watch me and they go, man, how did OJ do this? How did OJ do that? How did OJ get this? How did OJ get that? Bro, I'm telling you, it's very easy. I give from God's grace, man. He favored me. He's given me His favor. So that's how I get what I got. That's how I have the energy to do what I do. People be calling me, OJ, you're an alien. How can you do that? How can you train to be a boxer? How can you go to school full time? How can you run your company? And how can you still be successful? Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't, anyone who knows me, who's worked for me, Joe Zuniga, you can ask him. He's on here. He's watching. Joe, when's the last time you've ever seen me in my office doing a 9 to 5, working with my hands or doing anything? I use my mind. I don't have to go into my office, and I have about 20 to 25 employees company wide, and that's not me boasting. It's me saying that it gives me the ability to free myself up to do other things. And you know, God put me in a position to work smarter, not harder. So with that, you know, that's how I carried out my whole life. That's why I'm able to go to school. That's how I'm able to go box, and I'm able to live the lifestyle I live, is because God's blessed me with that path. And, you know, I always will give Him glory for that. Today was a relatively hard day for me because I had to make some very swift legal decisions. For those that know, or already know, that I have issues going on with my youngest kid's mom. And, we were able to win another day in court on that, and the judge really ruled totally in my favor. It was like awesome. Because unfortunately we live in somewhat of a racist society, and me being a black man of education, and a bigger stature, I'm a pretty big dude. It doesn't always go that well for me when it comes to law enforcement or judges. They don't see past my skin color or my size. So when I get into court, it kind of makes me nervous sometimes. But then again, I think my spirit and who I am as a person shines through. And that's what they see. They see the genuine individual versus, the big burly black guy. But today, something really affected me because one of the things I hold nearest and dearest to my heart is my kids. And seeing how my kids have been affected by what's going on has really bothered me. And, the one thing I've learned through this week and everything I've been going through is do not mess with my kids. That's like I'll go for broke if you do that. I mean, my kids have been embarrassed with the football and cheer program they're involved with, and the final straw was broken at last week's game or this weekend's game, and today I had to make some very expensive legal decisions to move forward with litigation. And again, me, I'm going to school to be an attorney, so I have a whole legal team of lawyers that work for me, because God put me in a pretty good position to have that. But I don't think they're aware of what they bit off, because each person, I don't. When you're on Facebook or reverse camera, your face looks hella fat, man. I always wanted to get the plastic surgery to take my face and thin it out. When I train and I'm getting in shape for a fight, my face always thins out. It's like really thin. That's when I know I'm out of shape, when I'm not all the way in shape. So my face get hella fat. But hey, so I'm doing my homework. My phone just died when I was on my last Facebook Live video, and I'm talking about messing with my kids and me making a big legal decision today. Not really big. It's really not big for me. Really not. I have bigger corporate law issues that happen that I'm in court for. But this one, boy, they're gonna be surprised when they get hit with this stuff. See, a lot of people, they think they can go around doing whatever the hell they want and harassing people or causing problems with people or just overall just bullying people, And, I'm a bully when I'm in the ring, but that's a controlled environment. It's not like life. If you know me, I don't, my alter ego is in the ring. Not in real life. I don't go around like just flexing muscle because I can or I have the power or the authority to. I've never been one of those people. So when people are in a position of authority and they just start flexing their muscle on me, that's when I hit them where it hurts. Just like in boxing, I go for the knockout. So they gonna find out today. Boy, they gonna find out today. These kettle chips is good. But alright, so Zuniga, you still there? Alright, I got a homework question. See if anybody knows the answer to this one. A tax imposed on the value of a person's property upon that person's death is called real estate tax, sales tax, income tax, estate tax. Give me what the answer. That's an easy one. This is for my business class. You have to take a business class. I think it's like life skill to transfer to a 4-year college, but this is one of mine. So the question is again, a tax imposed on the value of a person's property upon the person's death is called A, and it's a noun, real estate property tax, sales tax, income tax, or estate tax. What's the answer? What up, DJ? Man, you know, I was back on Facebook for a short while, man, and I seen your video about, you know, what Alyssa's doing. And that's a shame, bro. It really is, you know, because I know how much you love that kid, man. And for you to be going through that with her and her mom, that really sucks, bro. So my prayers are out for you. You know, just know you're not one of the only people alone in the father fight. So, Allison, okay. So you're a pretty intelligent woman. Got a question for you for my homework. I already know the answer, but I want to see if you know it. A tax on the value of a tax imposed on the value of a person's property upon the person's death is called a real estate property tax, sales tax, income tax, or estate tax. Joe, you didn't want to take a stab at that. What's up, Coach Tony? You got any big guys that need any sparring? I'm good for one round right now. I've been kind of out of the gym a little bit just due to my legal woes, but I'll be getting back in pretty soon. Estate tax, good one. You are right. Let's see. Estate tax. That is correct. So let's go to the next question. That was a little bit more, the next question is a little bit more like, you know, you gotta. So, which of the following items are included in the gross income? Exemptions, salary, interest, adjustments, commissions, wages, standard deductions. That's a pretty long one. There's 4 of them that are actually included. I can tell you the ones that are not included. It'll be exemptions, adjustments, and standard deductions. The rest are all going to be counted as your gross income. And look, yes, your boy's got that one right too. This is my business class, and it's really crazy because a lot of people in the class, they don't have basic life skills. Like, you know, for me it's a little bit different because I run my own business, and the professor, you know, first day of class, you know, I'm real active. I like to talk. I like to get involved with the class. So the professor was like, you know, he knew me. He started calling me Jay right away, even though my name is old Jalen. He was like, Jay, I need a business class. You come work for me, Allison. I'm telling you, you'll get business 101 every day. Trust me. I have morning meetings that usually take about an hour, staff meetings, and then from there I go either into class and do my own thing, and then after classes are done or training's over. What's up, Nick? Man, I'm glad you made it home. I've been on Facebook for a while, then I went back on Facebook and I seen that you was out, man. So congratulations on that, man. Really good deal. What's up, Katrina? How you doing? Good to see you. But yeah, you know, a lot of people, just to clear the air, a lot of people have been wondering about what's going on with the whole Jay's daughter thing. Jalen, my youngest daughter, is doing fine. Her mom, you know, is her mom, and she's just doing what she has done for a very long time. It's just she took it to a whole nother level this time that I would have never in a million and 1 years thought that she would have done. She's telling everybody, she's currently in jail, but she's telling everybody that she's in a battered women's program or what have you. Like, I beat her up and I did some horrible other things to her. Obviously, you guys know I'm not in jail, and nothing ever happened to her. She was never beat up. She was never sexually raped or anything like that, as she's telling people. Not Jay. All right, Coach. Good to hear you, man. Good to see you. None of those things ever happened to her. She's lost her rocket person. I think she's on drugs. But the funny thing is I have a serious question. What's up, Bernie? I have a serious question for you. What's up, David? Big Burn. Hopefully, man, I can get through these legal problems and get back in the ring, man, for you. I really am dying and itching to get back in the ring and be punched and punch somebody else. But yeah, David, go ahead, shoot your question, bro. But yeah, with my kid's mom, you know, she made some pretty bad accusations against me, but obviously I still have my kids, all 3 of them, but the youngest we share together, she has no custody of her. I have 100% physical and full custody. That's never changed. It's never been removed from me. and she's currently serving some 180 day jail sentence. And all her little minions on the cheer team and all that stuff, they kind of followed her lie and just kind of been harassing me civilly and just kind of going at me. But when things like that happen, you know, you lawyer up, and they don't get it. You know, I fight in the ring. I get paid to fight. I only fight for belts and money and things like that. When it comes to, you know, my fist, I don't fight for free. So when it comes to stuff like that, you know, if it don't come with no level of respect or no title or no elevating of my life skills, then I'm not fighting. I'm not putting my hands on nobody. So get that out of your head. I'm a professional. I get in the ring and do this for real. So I don't need to get all hoppy. But you know, sometimes when
I've experienced.
Are dealing with people, they feel like they have some kind of power. Like powerless people feel like they have power when they go up to the biggest guy in the room and try to check him or try to force him to do something, or you gotta leave, or you're banned. That's like, dude, you are so small and you're so powerless that it's unreal. So get out of my face, you know. So that's pretty much what happened this weekend at my son's game. You know, I called, you know, a big guy like me, think about it, calling the police. Like, you know, God, I never thought I'd have to be one of those people. But yeah, I had to call the police on him, and the police basically wrote a report and told him, you know, hey, dude, you guys are harassing him. Everyone that's with him. So you guys need to leave, and you guys need to go sit down, and told me, you know, sorry that I had to experience that and to enjoy the game, and told me, you know, this is a civil matter. You know, you really need to get some kind of civil restraint against these individuals. So of course, you know, me, I'm going to lawyer up, and that's exactly what I did. And the restraining orders have been granted. So I think they're going to be in for a big shock when they're at their practice tomorrow or whenever we get them served, and they're hit with this. And then when the lawyer fees start coming, because they got to retain counsel, if they're smart, they would. They're gonna retain counsel. It's going to cost them about $3,500 a piece. And then after they pay the $3,500 a piece, the civil suit that comes behind it is even worse. So, you know, I told you I'm a businessman. That's why my AKA in boxing is the boss, because I don't need to be ignorant. That's why I go to school. That's why I study. That's why I work hard, so that I can use this instead of using these all the time. See, I don't need these to survive. I got that because God's blessed me with the talent and the gift. But if He's blessed you with a beautiful mind, where you can serve Him and also teach others, each one teach one, then, you know, you got it made, man. So many people have a lot of potential, but they waste it on drugs or crime or things that aren't really serving to God. But if you spend your time serving the Lord and putting your mind to good use, I'm telling you, man, you'll be blessed forever. You know, God is good all the time. So for me, I'm going to get back to knocking out these books, shooting for another degree. I really like the fact that God's blessed me with a beautiful mind to be able to do the things I do and box and run my businesses and go back to school. But yeah, man, I really am wanting to get my law degree, and it's going to take a lot of work to do it, and a lot of push from my friends when I want to give up and stop. Please just keep pushing me, guys, like guys have been for my boxing career. I'm still going to be boxing, but for the most part, you can tell I'm not punchy, I'm not punch drunk, I'm not slow, boxing is just, you know, a great sport that I love and I have a great passion for, and I'm actually pretty good at it, so that's why I do it. But again, just pray for my family, pray for my kids. You could be a great cop. You know the funny part, Miguel, is I did go into law enforcement right out of high school. I was a correctional officer, and then from corrections I went into mental health. And those professions were good when you were trying to help people. And what happened was there was a officer who really didn't like to really help people, and it really turned me off. And then there was a guy that was on a cell block, and he was hurt, and he was stumbling back, and he wanted me to try to catch him. And when I went to try to catch him, he actually tried to take swings at me. So we had to restrain him,
And I got to a point to where when I got ready to twist his arm behind his back and I was holding his arm, someone had to come up to me and tap me to let him go, and because I was gonna break it. So I had to think twice about the profession, because you start to see them not as people, you start to see them as animals. And once you get to that point, it's not something that really is fun. You know, I'm a what would they say? Asperger's or something like that. Asperger's, or I don't know the exact name of it, but they think Donald Trump has it, and then Steve Jobs, he had it, and it was the disease where you're not a disease, but it's I forget what it's called, like a disability to some, like almost like hyperactivity. I'm hyperactive, so that's why I can do all the stuff I do. I don't sleep. But Donald Trump was said to have had whatever it's called, Asperger's or something. I was just talking about it, so the name just slipped my mind. And Steve Jobs, but they're increasingly intelligent people, like very smart individuals, but they always have to win. And I was like, man, that's me, 100%. And then they said, well, with people that have it, they have no compassion. They don't have the ability to wager their wrong or compassion or any sympathy, because they want to win so bad that that's all they know. So I said, oh, that can't be me. I have too much compassion for people, and that's one of my downfalls. And I had a lot of compassion at one point in time, and I still do, for my kid's mom, the youngest kid's mom. I have a lot of compassion for her, what she's going through. I can only imagine, and I don't think she probably have it for me. If I was sitting behind a jail cell with locked doors and she had my daughter, I don't think she would have the same compassion for me. But I really do have compassion for her, because I don't wish jail upon my worst enemy. I don't wish anyone to lose their freedom or be locked up behind bars. I just don't. Yeah, man. I pulled up to the gym, Mike. I seen you in there. You were working with some tall kid, and I just didn't want to get caught up in conversation with anybody, because I had to just get in and get out. But yeah, I seen you working. I see you got the truck back. The track was, I think the Bronco was, or the K5 was up there when I pulled up. That's good. But yeah, Asperger's, I think is what Asperger's, something like that, is what they call it, the issue. That's what I was talking about. But yeah, I just have too much compassion, man, and maybe that's a downfall, maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. It's who I am, and I don't wish nothing bad upon anybody. But if you do something, Darian, that was Darian Houston, Katrina's son. I thought it looked like him, but he looked a little black. Looked like a little mixed kid. But yeah, long story short, man, I just have a lot of compassion for people, man. I don't wish bad upon anyone. And even my Uncle Phil. Me? Uncle Phil, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Uncle Phil? That's wrong. Calling me Uncle Phil. The Grays, man, they help. Trust me, the Grays help. The reason the Grays help is because when you go in front of a judge, Gray is a sign of wisdom. It shows a sign of wisdom and a sign of maturity and life experience. So I keep the Grays when I'm in court. I don't keep the Grays when I fight. I dye them, but a lot of people, just the Grays tend to show a high level of maturity. So I keep them in when I go before a judge or in court or any professional meetings, because people go, wow, he's not as young as he is. He looks a lot older. So I appreciate that. Sometimes in the ring I do it because when I go to different gyms to spar, because they go, oh my God, he's old, and they spar me, they're like, God dang, this dude's so fast. He punched like, God dang, Mike Tyson. So that's where an element of surprise. I let people kind of pass that on me, and they get shocked when they get in the ring with me and see how athletic I am. But yeah, I'll take Uncle Phil, but I don't like the chunkiness of Uncle Phil. Come on, man. Maybe the face picture, because I'm getting chubby. Good night. But yeah, long story short, you guys keep God first. I'm about to finish my homework, call my mama, tell my mama good night. But one love. And stay blessed. Stan Martin Hook, what's good, man? Hope you got a fight coming up soon. Come check you out. Peace.